I'm Jody Sanders with American Patchwork and Quilting. Today's video is being brought to you by Baby Lock and the Crescendo machine. You've got your project all quilted and completed, and now you're ready to hang it up or display it in your home. What's the best way to do that? I'm going to show you two examples of ways that you can put a hanging sleeve so you can hang your quilt on the wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece of fabric 8.5 inches wide. We're going to cut it the same size as however wide the quilt is that you're going to be putting the sleeve on. Then we're going to go in and we're going to go 1/4 inch, another 1/4 inch on each side. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to your sewing machine and you're going to top stitch. Okay. Then we're going to go to the iron and we're going to fold it in half, and you're going to press. Then you're going to open it up and you're going to go toward the middle like that, and you're going to press this. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to have wrong sides together, so the seam is going to be on the outside. And I'm going to pin this all the way down, and then I'm going to go to the sewing machine and sew that seam all the way in the length of here. Okay, so we've sewn all the way down this line, and now you have a tube. So we're going to place that on the back side at the top. Now remember, your hanging sleeve, you need to make sure that you have the top of your quilt is where the top of your hanging sleeve, and you're going to center that along the edge of your binding. There's that little pressed part there. You're going to go ahead and whip stitch that down right next to your binding. Then you'll find the other side, and again there's that pressed seam right there. And you're going to go ahead and whip stitch all the way down on this side, and you'll notice you have just a little bit of a gap in here, and you want that so that your dowel or whatever item you're using to put in to hang your quilt on the wall has that little bit, just about 1/2 inch there, of room for it to easily get in and out. So now you can see we've got it stitched at the top and at the bottom of your sleeve, and now we're going to take a dowel and we're just going to slide it through. And again, this is why you had that little extra give that we just talked about, so that your dowel can easily slide through and you're ready to hang your quilt. Here's another great way to hang a quilted wall hanging. We're going to start with 2 squares. We're going to fold one to make a triangle, and you'll end up with something that looks like this, and you'll have 2 of those. So we folded our 2 squares into triangles. The folded edge goes to the inside of your quilt, and then the raw edges are on the outside of the raw edges of the quilt. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to base this 1/8 of an inch away. You don't want to be in your 1/4 inch seam allowance. So we're just going to base these in the corner before we actually put our binding on our quilt. So you can just go down one corner, turn, go down the next side. So we have our corners basted, and now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and sew on the binding. I've got my binding on, we've whip stitched it to the back, and now we're ready to take our dowel and fit it right into the corner of the triangles there, and it fits just perfectly. So whether you're preparing to have your quilt hang in a show or maybe as a piece of wall art in your home, these are 2 great methods. The one continuous sleeve is probably better for larger pieces as it gives you that full support, and the triangle method is great for small quilts.